friends, welcome to our channel The Wonderways. This is a recipe of a perfect plum cake. To simplify the process, we do in 5 steps. First, the dry fruit mix. Take quarter cup of green raisins, quarter cup of black raisins, quarter cup of golden raisins, quarter cup of almonds, quarter cup of cashews, quarter cup of candied cherries, 3 tablespoons of grape wine, 2 tablespoons of white flour. Mix in all the fruits to a clean and dry glass jar. Now pour the grape wine into it and give a generous shake. Keep this at room temperature for at least 5 to 7 days. In between, you can shake the jar to coat the fruits well. This is a mix of the dry fruits which was previously made and is now ready for use. Take a bowl and empty the dry fruits into it. Add the candied cherries. Add 2 tablespoons of the white flour and coat them well. This is to prevent the dry fruits from settling at the bottom during the process of baking. Now keep this aside. The second part is the making of the cake spices. For this we need 2 pinch of nutmeg, 3 cloves, 2 pinch of cake jeera, 2 pods of cardamom, a piece of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of dry ginger powder. Now grind them all together to powder form. I prefer to use the freshly ground spices, but you can also use the store-bought. The third step is a sugar caramel. 1/3 cup of castor sugar, 2 tablespoons of water. In a pan, heat sugar and water at low flame. Stay close to this because sometimes the sugar can get burned and this can make the cake taste bitter. As the boiling starts, tilt the pan gently. Wait for the color to change to golden brown. At this, stop the flame and keep to cool. The fourth step is the making of the dry cake mix. For this we need 2 cups of white flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cake spices, 1 teaspoon of salt. Into a large bowl, add the white flour and sift once. This helps to remove in case if any lumps are present. Add the baking powder, salt and spices. Sift all together. The fifth part is the making of the wet cake mix. 250 grams butter, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 4 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, 1 teaspoon of orange zest, 2 teaspoons of grape wine. In a separate bowl, take the butter. Beat at medium speed for about 1 minute. The butter should be always at room temperature. Add the powdered sugar and combine well. The yellow color of butter becomes lighter. Now start adding the eggs one by one. Keep beating to give a smooth and creamy mix. This takes about 2 to 3 minutes. But be careful as overbeating can cause the butter to separate or curdle. Now add the vanilla essence and mix well. The final part is the mixing of the dry and the wet ingredients together. Now add the dry flour mix in 2 or 3 parts. Fold them gently. Add the caramelized sugar and mix well. This helps to give the perfect color of plum cake. Peel the outer skin of orange to make the orange zest. Add the zest to the batter mix. Now incorporate the dry fruit mix to the cake batter and fold in gently. Line the cake tin with the butter paper. Transfer the cake batter to the cake tin and spread evenly. And at the same time, do remember to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Tap the tin few times. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 40 to 45 minutes. The time and temperature can keep changing depending on the oven used. Allow the cake to cool on a wire rack. Do the toothpick test. The toothpick inserted should come out dry. This confirms the perfect baking. Lastly, I prefer to brush the cake with grape wine, but this is purely optional. In fact, this helps to store the cake for a longer time. In case of storing the cake, wrap it in a foil paper after it is completely cooled. Thank you for being with us. Bake a cake and enjoy.